Yo, ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing? Happy Sunday to y'all. It's your boy Mike D, aka DDE80, aka 13 Wonder of the World. So nice to hear from y'all on this Sunday point of view in this cold weather here in the dirty South, but yet and still we still maintaining through God's grace and mercy that He keeps His hands on us to keep us living. Thank God for that. Shout out to the Point Place family. Shout out to Bobby Reezy. Shout out to M Breezy. Shout out to Naya. Shout out to my sister. I love all y'all. Thank y'all for listening to the Point of View on this Sunday. I was supposed to have came on last night, but I was actually busy doing stuff, so I didn't come on last night. But I'm here today for a little bit as I get my batteries charged down, as I get myself prepared for a long night of work later on tonight. But with that being said, man, other than that, it was a great time. Let's go back on the format from yesterday. AEW had a great show last night. Collision. Gonna be blessed to go see the AEW event next Saturday, which will be a cage match. One of the feature matches will be a cage match between FTR and the House of Black, along with Daniel Garcia is out there as well. It's going to be very interesting to see that. Happy to see that. Never seen a steel cage match live. Never ever wrestled in a steel cage match. Growing up when we were used to be wrestling in Point Place, but we've never seen a steel cage match live. Gonna be my first time ever seeing that. Thank God for that opportunity. With that being said, man, it was some, and I'll go further into wrestling tomorrow on the Monday pod, because I wanna talk about AEW as well as WWE tomorrow before Raw comes on, and also go back to AEW from Saturday night. But it had some great matches. Edge against Dante Martin was a beautiful match. When I say beautiful, I'm talking about the chemistry, the way that they worked the match was absolutely beautiful for Edge. So we'll see what happens with that as well. Queen Amada took on Thunder Rose. Queen Amada's losing a lot of matches, guys. But if she ever get all the way in the door with AEW, she's gonna be something serious, along with Red Velvet. I think that those two young black ladies can make something happen in the business if they give them the opportunity. Roderick Strong, Matt Sydal, they had a great match. But it's gonna be Matt, and I'm gonna tell you like this: Roderick Strong versus Orange Cassidy is going to be a top 10 match, because Roderick Strong, the older he's gotten in the business, the more better he's became as a performer. He's been good all the time, but now as he starts, you can tell he's getting close to 40 or already at 40 or whatever. But Roderick Strong is absolutely crisp in the ring, man. He doesn't make too many mistakes in the ring when he wrestles. And that's the thing about Roger Strong, folks. So we'll see what happens with him and Orange Cassidy. But I want to go to the NFL and talk about the games. Yesterday, I was supposed to give you guys who I thought was going to win. And the teams that I thought was going to win, they actually won. The 49ers slid by Green Bay. And I'm going into this game first because I want people to put some respect on Jordan Love's name, folks. Man, Jordan Love brought it to Purdy, to Kittles, and those boys. Now, Deebo Samuel is out. That is going to be a huge situation. If they need Debo, they're going to need Debo just like they're going to need CMC, just as much as they're going to need Kittles. Brock Purdy, that's another Brock Purdy weapon. They're going to need him if they're going to the Super Bowl. and they're gonna need Debo. Hopefully Debo can come back and play, and not be out for too long. But folks, I'm telling you, Jordan Love yesterday proved to everybody what I had been saying before the season even started. When I watched Jordan Love in preseason, I told everybody, me and my boy Bobby Reese was talking about this. I told everybody, I say, folks, and I said, man, I'm telling y'all, Jordan Love is something, he's going to be something serious this year. In his first year as a starting quarterback in the NFL, he takes his team to the playoffs. They beat the Dallas Cowboys, who were favored to be in the Super Bowl as well. And you say to yourself, really? Jordan Love did it. I know he got bounced last night. It was painful how they lost. The Brock Purdy and them, they were just more experienced than Green Bay, man. That's just the whole bottom line of it. But Jordan Love deserves to be in the NFL, folks. Those years he sat behind Aaron Rodgers paid off. Because when he came in there, he had some bad games in the season, but he was able to get Green Bay into the wild card. Knock Kirk Cousins and Minnesota out the box. But they couldn't stop the Detroit Lions. But I'm telling you, man, Green Bay Packers, if Jordan Love's their quarterback, if that's going to be their future quarterback, look out, Green Bay might have more appearances in the playoffs, folks. Also, there was three black quarterbacks yesterday playing. The great Lamar Jackson, the rookie of the year, C.J. Stroud, and Jordan Love. Brock Purdy, he's not black, but he played yesterday, but he was able to win. But this is great because now you've got another black quarterback playing today, and that's Patrick Mahomes against the Buffalo Bills. And I'll get to them in a minute. But yesterday, C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans were in the game. C.J., the pressure was, he had the pressure going on. He was putting the pressure on the Baltimore Ravens. At halftime, if the kicker wouldn't have missed the kick, they would have been up 13-10. But I'm telling you folks this, and I'm telling you this for a reason, and this is why I'm saying that. C.J. Stroud is going to be a tremendous quarterback in the NFL. I don't care what anybody says. Him, Jordan Love, those guys have played. They're not scared of the moment. And they wasn't. C.J. was not scared of the moment until the second half. When the Ravens came in there and Lamar Jackson ran over them, Lamar Jackson was getting touchdowns for those guys, and they were still putting points on the board on them. But shout out to Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens for getting to the AFC Championship game. Now, it's going to be hard for whoever plays them. If it's going to be either Mahomes or it's going to be Josh Allen. If Josh Allen beats Patrick Mahomes today, by the way, they're friends. I'm telling you, it's going to be hard to beat Baltimore in Baltimore, guys. They are looking like they're going to the Super Bowl. Today's games, which will once start in a minute, the Detroit Lions and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm not going to count out Mayfield with his boys. I'm not going to count out. He's got Evans and he's got Goddard and he's got Cade Otton. That guy there can catch the ball as a tight end. They've got guys out there that has playoff experience. I told you, when these guys were playing with Brady helped these guys get better. So that's another thing. Also, ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget. Todd Bowles is one of the greatest coaches to ever coach this thing, man. Todd Bowles did something that they thought that he was probably going to be gone. But Todd Bowles took Coach Baker Mayfield into winning a division that the Saints should have won. So we'll see about that as the season goes on after the postseason. But I'm here to say that the Lions, and I want to talk about the Lions for a minute, folks. The Detroit Lions have an opportunity here to play in the NFC Championship game. This is their time right here, the NFC Championship. I think you go with Jared Goff. I think you go with Montgomery, St. Brown, and all those boys, man. Those boys are hungry. And when I looked at the beginning of the season, I told people this. When me and my boy Bobby Reezy was talking about when these guys beat the Kansas City Chiefs in their championship ring night, I said it right then and there. I said, man, Detroit look like they're serious, man. Detroit look like they're not playing. When they upsetted those guys in Arrowhead, the Chiefs in Arrowhead after game 1, I said, man, y'all got to watch out for the Detroit Lions. Because when I remember the pod I said this, I say, the Chiefs will probably win, but do not be surprised if the Lions win this game because of Jared Goff. I told people Jared Goff was on a mission to prove to everybody that he could also be in the Super Bowl. And whoever wins that, they got to go play Frisco in Frisco. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that there. So I'm thinking that the Lions will win, but I think that Baker Mayfield is going to play hard. I think those boys got a chance, but I think that Jared Goff is going to outplay Baker. That's just my opinion. I think that the Lions will possibly win the game. They'll probably win by no more than a touchdown in my book, or 10. And last night, everybody was right about this, and I'm gonna go back to last night's game between the 49ers and the Green Bay Packers. Last night it was said, everybody was talking about it. They say they believed that the 49ers were gonna win, but they said that the Packers were gonna put up a fight, and they did. And the Packers almost won that game yesterday. So the 49ers are blessed to win that game yesterday because they were about to be taken out. This was going to be one of the most biggest upsets in the game if Jordan Love would have knocked off Brock Purdy and the 49ers. With all that firepower that the 49ers got, CMC, Kittles, Samuels hurt, but their defense, man, I'm telling you guys, this is what I'm talking about. On any given Sunday, you can be beat. And it's happened, but it has not happened to the people that we thought it was going to happen to. But they played great. So, a good first showing for him, despite, they lost. But a good showing for Jordan Love, man. Those sitting on the end of the bench, sitting behind Aaron Rodgers, those 2-3 years he was there, made a lot of sense for the Green Bay organization. LaFleur, he has nothing to be ashamed of. He was able to get those guys to compete. They just went up against a better experienced team in the San Francisco 49ers. They're hungry. And I hope that, they can get a chance to win to get to the Super Bowl, but they have to figure out who they're going to be playing next, Tampa Bay or the Lions. Let me get into the great game that's coming on tonight. The Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. Earlier this year, when the season started, when I first started doing the point of view, when I did the draft pod, I said there were 5 quarterbacks that needs to prove to me that they could get to the Super Bowl. 3 of them are gone. Russell Wilson didn't even get a chance to play this year because he was getting there, But because of the issue with him and Sean Payton, he's not going to be in Denver next year. I'm hoping that he comes to New England. I hope he becomes our new quarterback in New England, where he can be coached by Gerard Mayo and learn the Patriot system. Lamar Jackson is still there. Josh Allen is still there. Dak Prescott is gone. And he got bounced in the wild card. He never even got a chance to play in a division game or nothing. He got beat in the first game they played in the playoffs. That's 3 of them. Aaron Rodgers didn't even make it because he was injured the whole season, which was a shame because now the Jets got to figure out next year, do they want Aaron Rodgers to keep playing for them after this? I think he's done after next year. I think he retires. If they don't get close to a Super Bowl next year, the New York Jets, it's over. He needs to call it quits if he's not going to play anymore. And I know he wanted to play this year on Christmas, but no, play for what? You guys are not going anywhere. What, you want to play for the thrill of it? You could have, just to go out there and see what you could do. But it doesn't matter now. It's over. Those 3 quarterbacks are out of it. But Josh Allen is still in there. And in order for Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson to meet up, he's got to knock off one of the greatest quarterbacks of this generation in Patrick Mahomes. A 2-time Super Bowl winning champion, a 3-time Super Bowl appearance for him. He's only lost 1 Super Bowl, and that's to the great Tom Brady. He's got to win 5 more. He's got to win 6 more Super Bowls to even talk about competing with Brady. He's got to win 5 to at least talk. But he's got to win 6 to break his record. And I'm telling you right now, Kansas City, their receivers at times, they don't catch the ball. That's a problem that they've had all year. But I'm here to tell you, the Chiefs are not, and this is what I want people to know. There comes a time where all of the momentum that you had, you knew that you had a team beat before you played them. That's not happening with Kansas City no more. If you want to go to the NBA, that's not happening with the Golden State Warriors anymore. These dynasties are now people are not being afraid to go in there and beat them. Buffalo is not afraid to beat Kansas City. Josh Allen is not afraid to beat his friend Patrick Mahomes. I am here to tell you, this game means more to Patrick Mahomes, more to Josh Allen than Patrick Mahomes. You want to know why? Because Josh Allen should have been playing for a championship at least 2 years ago. Buffalo gets there every year. They have a high expectation. They always get the number 1 seed of the division, which I hate because I wish the Patriots would be there. But they are now the hijackers of that AFC division with the Patriots, the Jets, and the Dolphins. And you tell me that as good as you are, you can't never get to the Super Bowl. You let Burrow beat you 1 year. Burrow knocked you out. You gotta get to what you need to get this done, man. I think Josh Allen can do it, but it's gonna take everybody on the team to be head up. That goes for Dawson Knox. That goes for Stephon Diggs. That goes for all their guys that they got out there that can make this happen. If Stephon Diggs is on track with Josh Allen, then I tell you guys right now, the Buffalo Bills will be playing Baltimore next week. Not next year, but next week in the AFC Championship game. I don't like betting against Patrick Mahomes because I know that Mahomes can get it done. That's like betting against Steph Curry. That's like betting against LeBron James. That's like betting against Michael Jordan. That's like betting against Tom Brady. That's like betting against Peyton Manning. That's like betting against the Yankees in their prime. I'm here to tell you guys. Or the Dodgers right now, or the Braves. I'm telling you guys, there is just something about Patrick Mahomes that is very special at this time of year. And I too much don't care for him like that because I think that he's a great player, but I just don't see the hype about him. But I understand why. He is a talented black quarterback. I mean, I like it. I'm glad that I'm sorry because I omit that him and Russell Wilson are the only two black Super Bowl quarterbacks. But I forgot Patrick Mahomes is also an African American, and he's the third black quarterback to win a Super Bowl. So I have to stop that and always put him in the mix. I don't want to disrespect him like that, but he has won 2 championships and he is an African American. So shout out to Patrick Mahomes for that. But I'm here to tell you guys, like I said before, and I'll say it again. In order for Josh Allen to beat Patrick Mahomes, he has got to figure out a way to get the defense they have to outplay the defense of the Kansas City Chiefs. The offense is going to be there. We know what Mahomes can do. We know what Kelsey can do. We know what Pacheco can do when he has the chance. It's not them. It's the other receivers that they throw the ball to that misses the catches. They're going to have to catch the ball today in order to beat this great Buffalo team. Came back in the dumps because I remember at one time Buffalo was 6-6 on the season. They were losing games. They lost to us, the Patriots, early up in the season. But I'm here to tell you guys now, Buffalo peaked after that loss. You know what I'm saying? They beat the Cowboys in a great win. I couldn't believe what I saw. I thought Buffalo was going to lose to Dallas. But Buffalo beat Dallas. You know what I'm saying? They beat them. I think they had a hard time playing the Eagles. I think the Eagles beat them. But, man, I'm here to tell you, they peaked at the right time. Josh Allen peaked at the right time. And because of that, he has this team, Sean McDermott, has this team can possibly go to an AFC championship game. And you guys got to remember this. Buffalo went to the Super Bowl 4 times and lost all 4 times with the great Jim Kelly as their quarterback. You don't think Jim Kelly wants to see his old team do something? Yes, he does. You think Andy Reid is seeing about that? He's like, I don't want to give up my title of being a Super Bowl coach right now. But they have to beat them. Kansas City has to bring it along with Buffalo. Buffalo has to stop them and keep Patrick. That's the way that they're going to have to beat them. Keep Patrick Mahomes off the field. Let me tell you this, and then I'll talk about something else very special. In order to beat great quarterbacks, you got to keep them off the field. And how you do that? Run the ball. If your run game is working, which I know that Buffalo has a great run game, if that run game is working, you keep running the ball and chewing up clock and just stop Patrick Mahomes. I'll give you a prime example who did that. When the Patriots played the Chiefs in the 2018 Super Bowl, AFC Championship game, this was 6 years ago now, because my mom had just passed, and I remember perfectly well what was going on here. In that AFC Championship game between the Chiefs and the Patriots, Tom Brady ran with Burkhead and James White and all those boys. He kept running the ball. He would throw the ball at occasions, but he would run the ball because he knew that's the only way to keep Patrick Mahomes off the field. Even though they still went to overtime and the Patriots won the game to go to the Super Bowl and beat the the Rams in one of the most boring Super Bowls of all time. Yeah, I said I was watching and I was rooting for them, but it was boring and they won like 13-3 that year. But anyway, what I'm saying is this, folks. Patrick Mahomes, that's the way you keep him off the field. Just like they're going to try to run their game to keep Josh Allen off the field. You got to tire out the defense. You got to keep the quarterback on the sideline as much as you can. And Josh Allen has got to do this too. Protect the ball. Don't throw interceptions. If you ain't got it, throw it out of bounds, throw it in the ground, or do something. But don't throw interceptions. Don't fumble the ball, man. Don't do it. Those are my advices. That's my word of advice to them as they play Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just looking at Kansas City and I'm saying to myself, is this what we're going to see from them? Also, ladies and gentlemen, the Lakers play tonight. The Clippers is playing right now, but the Lakers play tonight against the Portland Trail Blazers. Do not sneeze on Portland because even though Portland's one of the bottom teams in the Western Conference, they still can beat any team on any night. Don't get me wrong. I tell you this, well, I'll tell you, Simons is great along with Malcolm Brogdon. Robert Williams is not playing. They still got Jeremy Grant and those boys. They still come out and compete on a daily night. So the Lakers got to go ahead on and see what they're facing and get them out the way as they can. NBA also is on tonight as well as college basketball as well. I haven't been looking at the games. I know that Michigan State, my Spartans, won a game against Maryland today. Only thing I hate is I want to see what they're going to do in March. How high can they get? Can they get to a championship? I want to see Izzo win another championship, folks. That's just me, and that's what I want to see from my automatic. Well, not my automatic, but one of my favorite automatics is Michigan State Spartans, as well as I do like LSU. I do like Northwestern from being down here in the South, Tulane and all those other schools around here as well. But I love Michigan State. I've been loving it ever since I remember Magic played for it and Mateed Cleave. Even the great Draymond Green, he's from Michigan State as well. Steve Smith, he's from Michigan State. So Izzo, man, is my man. You know what I'm saying? That's my coach. I like him. I hope that, we can get to the tournament and make some noise. I want us to get back to the whole NCAA championship where we're playing for the whole thing. That's what I want to see. Ladies and gentlemen, today was a great day at church. We had a young lady got baptized. It was a great thing to see kids get baptized. So don't never be afraid if your kids ask they want to get baptized. You tell them what they need to know, but also tell them, I'm not going to get in your way of getting baptized. And that's exactly what it is. Shout out to my homie, I'm not going to say his name, and shout out to his wife for letting his daughter get baptized. Actually, this is his second daughter got baptized. And now we're waiting on this little boy so that he can also get baptized. But if your kids say they want to be baptized, folks, this is just a side note. Don't stop them. Let them get baptized because that's one of the best decisions that they can make. That's a personal decision for them because parents can't make that decision for them. They can make the decision for themselves. That's them. And with that being said, God bless you. God keep you. I hope that everybody enjoys the NFL, which is about to come on, as well as the NBA, which is on, as well as college basketball, which is on, as well as the U.S.-Australia opening. I forgot about that. Also, hockey as well. So whatever sports you're into, get your dose, enjoy it. I am Mike D, a.k.a. DDE80. I will talk to you guys tomorrow with the Raw, the recap, the preview for Raw, but the NFL recap on the games, as well as the NBA as well. God bless you. God keep you. I'm out.